Right, so one question, I remember, I don't know, it's probably some years back when I first started doing Dakota videos, someone had asked, what is that silver switch to the left of the radio? Um, Back when the truck was purchased, it did not come with factory installed air conditioning. And my dad was looking for a four-wheel drive Dakota. And all they had in stock in his price range were the four-wheel drive base models. Although I think this one, based on its option, the gauge and the light group and intermittent wipers, I think it was part of a prospector package, which also included the chrome bright work, chrome bumpers, rear stub bumper, and an AM, FM stereo radio. So I think a decent amount of options for a truck of this vintage. However, did not have air conditioning. And since my parents lived in North Dakota, and winters are cold, summers are hot, and air conditioning is a nice feature to have. So they actually had a dealer-installed air conditioning system put in. Normally, you see where this says AC, it would just say vent. So you have AC by level floor and defrost. And when you put it in AC or slide the switch to the left over here and then turn the fan on, so from off to on, it would engage the AC compressor. Well, apparently that switch failed. So my dad's mechanic installed a toggle to turn on the air conditioning compressor. So $1 million question is, after 34 years, does it still work? And it's pretty warm outside, so it's like 93 degrees in the cab here anyway, in October, or not October, but almost October, September, late September. So let's go see if we get any cool air out of this thing. I've not used the air conditioning in a long time, so we'll sort of see together what's going on. So we'll fire it up. So I have the fan on. I'm going to engage the compressor. You might, there, draws the RPM down a little bit. And then we'll just keep the fan on higher. And let's see what we get. I don't have an infrared thermometer, but I do have a temperature probe that I use for cooking. Well, I'm looking at it upside down. It went from like 93 to 73, so it's about a 20-degree temperature drop. So 71. Okay, I have the feather. I think there's a little problem. There's a idle speed control motor on the throttle. I don't think that's working very well. Because if I take my foot off the gas, the engine really drags RPM. So I don't know if it's something in the compressor that's hanging up or what's going on, but the compressor is engaged, it's cooling, so it's 66, 64 degrees. So we can get a better view of this. Here we are, like that. No, maybe not. Well, this is what happens when you start using off-the-shelf. .62. So yeah, I think it's working. And I can actually show you the compressor itself or how it's set up. You can actually see under the hood here. The clutch is engaged. And I think it's still using the old R12. It's not been charged or anything, so I think for it to hold a AC charge for a long time, I think it's pretty incredible. I don't know if it was ever recharged when it was serviced, but pretty amazing. wasps here, but roll up the window a little bit. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, and if I put the temperature probes by the vent again, it's drawing it down quickly. Yep, 69. Yep, 66 degrees. So it's about, like we're talking about a over 20 something temperature drop here. 64. So it's definitely working. But the AC does take some zap out of the engine, and I don't see it cycling. I don't know if these aftermarket systems are supposed to cycle on and off. I mean, I know like if my wife's Honda Odyssey's idle, then you can hear the relays click as the AC compressor cycles on and off. And I think this one, you just turn it on and it stays on. So, and I don't know what aftermarket AC they used. I know that the Chrysler systems were branded as like air temp or something like that. But yeah, you can turn the fan on high. Yeah, it definitely works. So if I shut that off, I put that to bi-level. Yeah, so the truck definitely has a working air conditioning system. So you can see the temperature starting to pop back up. So anyway, well, I thought it'd be an interesting experiment to try. I always thought the air was somewhat cool coming out of the vents, but now it's nice to know exactly how cool it is. So if I'm ever driving on a warm day, it's nice to know I have can be somewhat comfortable with air conditioning. Anyway, that's all I have. Have a great afternoon, everybody.